This anime is about the most popular girl in school that everyone's talking about. Alya-san, the daughter of a Russian father. She's excellent at sports and has the best grades too. And starting this school year she'll be the student council's treasurer. Then comes a second-year guy named Ando, who says Alya's sister told him about her so he wanted to meet her and asks her to have lunch together, but she rejects him right away. He immediately sees how cold she is. He asks to exchange phone numbers, but Alya gives him an ultimatum, saying she has zero interest in Ando, leaving him stunned and everyone around shocked. She walks away and even points out that the necklace he's wearing violates school rules. The classmates go crazy over how she rejected the most sought-after guy in school, like it was nothing. That's what you call high standards. She arrives in class and sees her classmate Kuzer sleeping, so she kicks his chair to wake him up and asks if he stayed up late watching anime. He greets her and says yes. She's stunned by how Kuzer sacrifices sleep for anime. Kuzer says the episode ended at 1 a.m. and that his discussion took longer than usual. Alya thinks he's talking about posting his opinion online, but he says he was actually on a 2-hour call with his otaku friend OTAKU. OTAKU is just like that. Alya already thinks he's an idiot. He says if expressing his love for work makes him an idiot, then he's a proud idiot. Alya accepts that Kuzer is hopeless and mutters something in Russian. He's surprised and asks what she said. She calls him pathetic. Kuzer forgot his chemistry workbook and has to sit with Alya to follow the lesson. He's half asleep and not paying attention, so Alya jabs him in the ribs with a pen. He yells in pain and wakes up. The teacher asks him to answer the question. He looks at the book where Alya is pointing to number 2, so he answers that, and gets it wrong. Then she stands up and gives the correct answer. Alya tricked him and even smirks, then says the same Russian word again, only admitting she called him an idiot. But we find out Kuzer understands everything she says in Russian, and is shocked because she's been calling him cute. Alya even calls him baby in Russian, making Kuzer even more embarrassed. The bilingual boy explains that he used to play with a Russian girl who lived near his grandfather's house, so he naturally picked up spoken Russian, and still understands it today. This led to the current situation where Alya is in love with him and expresses her real feelings in Russian, leaving Kuzer unsure what to do since he understands. If he admitted it, Alya would probably short-circuit and freak out. Kuzer is on his phone, which is against school rules unless it's an emergency or for school reference. But he says it's an emergency. A free gacha event ending in 10 minutes. Alya is shocked by his audacity to use his phone in front of a student council member. Kuzer gets his rare Tsukuyomi, but Alya confiscates his phone and notices the character has silver hair, questioning why it's not black like in the mythology. Kuzer says details don't matter, and that she's pretty. Alya grumpily hands his phone back and mutters in Russian that she also has silver hair and calls Kuzer a traitor. He understands and asks what she said, but she just gives her usual response. Lunch. The bald friend is desperate for girls while his popular friend ignores him. But then, the cafeteria gains an air of elegance as student council members arrive. Alya-san, the treasurer, her sister Maria-san, the secretary, and Suo Yukihime, the council spokesperson. The bald guy is dying to get close to Maria, but we learn Maria always rejects guys by saying she's already dating. Kuzer mocks Takeshi, saying he'd never have a chance with Maria, but the bald guy won't take that from someone who's friends with Princess Alya. Suo sees Kuzer and sits next to him. They ordered the same thing. It's delicious. Yukihime says she eats out on weekends, and the bald guy doesn't need to be so formal. Alya also sits at the table. The Russian girl notices how close Kuzer and Yukihime are and asks if they get along. Yukihime says yes, and that she'd like to be friends with Alya. Alya, however, says it wouldn't be fun to be friends with her. Yukihime asks if Alya has a problem with that, and she says yes. The two friends leave first, leaving just the three. Takeshi says they shine too bright to stay. Then Yukihime gets closer and asks if Kuzer really won't join the student council. He says no again, but Yukihime insists he'd fit perfectly with Alya. Plus, Kuzer was vice president before. Alya is surprised. Yukihime explains that in middle school, she was president and Kuzer was her VP, but he only did it because elections required a running mate. Alya drinks her juice angrily. In the hallway, Yukihime leaves, and Alya tells Kuzer she never imagined he had such a friend. But she says it's no big deal since he already has a friend. Her. Alya walks away happily, blushing, clearly in love. Flashback shows Kuzer talking with his childhood Russian friend at sunset, where she teaches him Russian phrases. As night falls, they say goodbye, and she kisses his cheek. Kuzer wakes up in the present, remembering how he studied Russian just to talk to her but can't even recall her name. The next morning, Kuzer arrives early to clean the classroom. Alya arrives soon after, surprised he came early. She sarcastically says it'll snow today. Kuzer notices her wet stockings and asks if she stepped in a puddle. Alya says a truck splashed water on her, but she brought a spare pair. She asks if he's interested in joining the council again. He's tired of the question but answers no. Alya takes off her stockings, making Kuzer nervous. She asks him to get her spare pair and then tells him to put them on her. He's flustered but complies. Alya mutters in Russian that it's a reward for him. He questions why she's praising him, wondering if she's using him as an outlet for her school persona. Later, Kuzer talks with his sister about his new interest in legs. At recess, he apologizes to Alya, who calls him a leg pervert in Russian. She forgives him but punches him when he thanks her for showing her panties earlier. At a restaurant, Yukihime invites Alya to join them. Kuzer warns her it's extremely spicy. The place is called Hell's Cauldron, and Alya is nervous but insists on staying. They order the mildest dish, but Alya is still shocked by the heat. Later, Kuzer finds Yukihime, his little sister, at his house reading manga. She teases him about Alya, and even jokes about sibling romance tropes. The next morning, she jumps on him to wake him up, teasing him further. They go shopping, where Yukihime picks out expensive clothes. Alya secretly follows them. Yukihime notices and invites her to join. They end up at the spicy restaurant again, with Alya struggling but determined to keep up. Alya wants an explanation now, and Kuzer explains that she showed up at his house unannounced, entered his room, and jumped on his bed out of nowhere. But the Russian girl isn't buying it at all. The noodles arrive, leaving Alya shocked by how spicy they look. She picks up the noodles and eats, but her mouth starts burning immediately. Kuzer asks if she's okay. She pretends it's delicious, but the other two are loving it. The Russian girl is crying, saying it hurts too much. Kuzer tells her she doesn't have to force herself, but she lies again, saying it's fine. She can't take it anymore and starts calling for her mom. Yukihime, happy she's enjoying it, grabs a sauce called Demon's Tears to make the food even spicier and asks if Alya wants to try it. Kuzer notices Yukihime's villainous grin. She's doing this on purpose. That's just cruel. Alya says she'll try, but Kuzer warns her not to. She insists a little won't kill her, so she adds it, eats, and screams in pain. Later, Kuzer and Alya are at a park for her to recover, while Yukihime goes to buy something. Kuzer gets them ice cream, and now Alya is happy. He asks why she wants to become president. She says just because she wants to aim for the top and doesn't need a bigger reason. She claims she doesn't need anyone's help, but school rules require a vice president. She says she'll just pick anyone for the paperwork. Alya asks if Kuzer has plans later. He says no, so she tells him to come clothes shopping with her. He says it's weird for a guy to help a girl with that. It requires some intimacy. But she doesn't get it. He remembers Alya has no friends to shop with, so he agrees to help. At the store, Alya wonders why he's suddenly being nice. She thinks Kuzer doubts she can become president, which infuriates her. She goes to try on clothes and asks his opinion, saying she'll surprise him with her fashion sense to show who's boss. She tells him to step back so he won't hear her changing. Alya puts on new clothes but worries if he'll react well. But if Kuzer acts up, he'll get punched. He says she looks beautiful. The outfit enhances her elegance and femininity. She goes back to the changing room, stunned by his praise, while Kuzer is dying of embarrassment. Two women pass by and think the teenage couple is adorable. Alya is thrilled to be called beautiful. She didn't know Kuzer could compliment a girl properly. She starts trying on all kinds of outfits, and he keeps calling her pretty, saying every style suits her. She's overjoyed by all the compliments. The next outfit is bolder, but Alya is sure Kuzer will say she looks stunning. She strikes a pose, but Yukihime and Masachika show up and say she looks ridiculous, embarrassing her to death. Yukihime finds it childish. On the train, Yukihime and Masachika get off at their stop saying goodbye to Alya. She regrets wearing that short skirt. Now they must think she's easy. Then she realizes they got off at the same stop and wonders why. She even thinks they might hook up, if you know what I mean. This episode will have a flashback of how Alya fell for Kuzer. Stay tuned and comment about this lovely Russian ex-protagonist pairing. Leave a like to support the channel, and let's get to the video. The start shows Alya coming home, where her older sister Masha greets her with a kiss and hug. Adorable. Alya tiredly says hi, and Masha tells her to call her big sis in Japan, but Alya won't change how she speaks to her now. Masha asks if something happened since she seems down. Alya says it's nothing, but her sister knows better. Alya admits she ran into Kuzer and his childhood friend, which upset her. Maria says Alya always gets irritated when it's about him. Finally, a boy has touched her heart. Alya denies it, but Maria insists she likes Kuzer. Alya says she doesn't know where she got that idea. They're just friends. Flashback to 6 years ago. Their elementary teacher assigns a group project about local stores. The best report wins a prize, which excites Alya. Her teammates slack off, leaving her to do all the work. They lose, and Alya vows to never rely on others again. Years later, Alya transfers to a prestigious Japanese school and meets Kuzer, the class slacker. During a school festival, she tries to do everything alone, but Kuzer tells her the point is teamwork. She realizes he's right and thanks him. At the dance, he saves her from pushy guys, and her heart races. The next day, Kuzer wakes up tired as usual, and Alya glares at him like he's trash. She calls him a waste of space, and for the first time says her feelings in Russian. Later, Maria, Alya's sister, meets Kuzer and suspects he's her childhood friend. She tests him with Russian, but he plays dumb. They shop for the student council, and Maria buys plushies, naming one after Alya. At a tea shop, Maria's clumsiness ruins the moment. Back at school, the president praises Kuzer's efficiency and asks him to join the council. Kuzer hesitates but agrees after hearing the president's story. He joined for love. Alya struggles to mediate a fight between the baseball and soccer teams. Kuzer steps in, solving it by suggesting the baseball team trains at the Riverside field, with the soccer team sending help. That night, Alya asks if Kuzer joined the council for Yukihime. He says no, he'll support her presidency. She grabs his hand, saying something in Russian that shocks him. It reminds him of his childhood friend. But Alya crushes his hand, accusing him of thinking of another girl. She slaps him, then kisses his cheek before leaving. At home, Alya panics, realizing she said, "I love you" in Russian. She tries to convince herself it was just the moment, but she's undeniably in love. Maria teases her, warning that if she doesn't confess, someone else might steal Kuzer away. Alya doesn't understand any of this talk and wonders what's up with Maria. I won't even say Maria's trying to steal Kuzer, I've already declared it. Kuzer can't believe he said those things about holding her hand and staying by her side. He's dying of embarrassment, thinking it's ridiculous. He stops and reflects. When she said H in Russian, it didn't seem like a joke. Maybe those compliments before weren't fake either. But this dummy doesn't realize it. Ah, these romance anime plots are such a tease. Jesus. He thinks she just got carried away in the moment and already regrets what she said. Well, that's partly true, but she does love him, dude. Kuzer remembers his childhood, how his mom fought with his dad for always working and never being home. His mom was always sad and hurt. Because of that, he thinks love is fragile and unreliable, and reflecting on it is a waste of time. He doesn't believe he deserves Alya. A guy who left his sister Alone to uphold the family name isn't worthy of love. At home, he sees Yukihime's shoes and thinks today's chaos was definitely her doing. Say what you will about me, but at least talk. That's the saying, right? Yukihime screams, "Perv," at him. Of course it was staged. Look at that smug face. Kuzer figures it all out and tries to leave, but Yukihime pulls him back, asking if he's curious why she's here. He just wants her to put on clothes first. She says she realized something today. They've lived together for years but never had the classic walking in while changing scene. Girls watched too much anime. She claims all siblings see each other naked at least once. Oops, sorry, and a quick door slam. But Kuzer tells her to calm her otaku brain. Yukihime breaks the fourth wall, snapping a fun service pic, genius move, saying, "This camera's not for idiots like Kuzer. This scene is crime after crime. Officer, I had nothing to do with this. Just narrating the facts." Sorry, YouTube. Kuzer doesn't want a free peep show, but Yukihime says he's already examined her thoroughly. He fires back, "Looking at everything's boring. The thrill is in the glance." This shocks her, opening new horizons. She won't let him leave, asking if he really saw everything. He admits he only got to her chest. Now Yukihime's drying her hair in his room, asking if he decided to join the student council after talking to the president. He says yes, but jokes she's spinning tales. Back then, she barely left home due to asthma. Now she brags she hasn't caught a cold since. Middle school, Kuzer starts brushing her hair. She teases that now they're rivals in the election. Outside, she thinks Kuzer's finally found someone to motivate him. Too bad she couldn't be that person. But she won't lose to Alya. Next morning, Kuzer wakes up, surprised Yukihime didn't barge in like usual. Maybe she's upset about his decision. Then, bam! Her hand grabs him from under the bed. She's loving this, saying she's not sad at all. Meanwhile, Alya waits anxiously for Kuzer. Last night did wonders for her heart. Every door creak makes her think it's him. She tries to stay calm. When he finally arrives, greeting her, she sees him glowing. Love really changes people. She says he looks fragile, with a cool guy face, but Alya tries to stop overthinking. He probably just slept late as usual. In class, she notices he's not napping. During PE, she thinks he's improving for her. Alya shows off her volleyball skills, flawless as always. Meanwhile, Kuzer takes a ball to the head and faints. Poor guy. Later, Alya checks on him, worried. She touches his forehead. Is he feverish? But Kuzer's just staring at her chest. Wait, are they bigger now? Teen hormones, folks. Alya fixes her hair, asking what's wrong. He plays it off. She tells him to drink water. At the fountain, he admires her foreign beauty, hormones, in overdrive. He dunks his head to cool off. Maria arrives, calling Kuzer a man oozing charisma from head to toe. Alya, guard your man. She asks why he's staring at the sky. He's just dodging eye contact. Maria offers a towel. He's drenched. Nah, the sun'll dry me. Teen boys, I swear. Maria giggles. Such a scene you'd never see in media. Her sweet voice asks if he's cooler now. He jokes, now I know how dogs feel. Because you're a shameless mutt. Alya drags him away, furious. Turns out, his weird behavior was just hunger. She couldn't sleep last night. He snored like a log, carefree. At the student council, they meet the baseball and soccer teams. The VP, Sarashina, scolds them for fighting. She doesn't know her own strength. Maria joins, and everyone laughs. Yukihime arrives late. The meeting starts. Kuzer introduces himself as the new General Affairs member. I'm a hardcore anime manga consumer. Ask me anything. Random, but okay. Later, Alya pulls Yukihime aside, declaring she'll run for president with Kuzer. Yukihime already knew. Then, bam! Yukihime hits her with, I love Kuzer more than anyone in the world. More than my own parents. Girl, are you trolling? Alya panics, calling Kuzer just a friend. Yukihime smirks. Admit it, you love him. Alya refuses but vows, I won't let you have him. Meanwhile, Kuzer and Maria bond over tea. It reminds him of his mom. Did she pass away? Alya and Yukihime return. Alya scoots her chair dangerously close to Kuzer, claiming, in Russia, singles sit at the table's corner, or they'll never marry. Welp, I'm doomed. Maria giggles. Found someone to marry yet? Alya blushes, muttering in Russian. Too early for that. They're 15 people. Later, Kuzer and Alya eat at a cafe. She orders overly sweet parfait. Brain needs sugar. He warns her about Yukihime. She's not proper. She's an agent of chaos, messing with you for fun. He admits Alya can't beat Yukihime in the election. She's too popular. The key? A unique campaign, like the president's. He was a chubby underdog who turned his life around. Alya stress eats her parfait. Kuzer offers a bite. Indirect kiss territory. She freaks, but he insists. Spoonful of glittery embarrassment later, they're both red-faced. Outside, Kuzer sees a classmate, Tanama. He warns Alya, if Yukihime picks him as her running mate, we're screwed. Next day, Yukihime announces her VP, Anano, a first year. She confronts Kuzer. Master, Grandpa, is furious you betrayed the family. Kuzer shuts her down. Tell the old man to complain to me, not Yukihime. I made a promise to Alya. Anano asks if he likes Alya. He denies it, liar, but admits Yukihime's still the most important person to him. Classroom chaos. The guys debate idols. Kuzer picks one who looks like Maria. Nah. Alya catches him with the magazine, calls him animal in Russian, and confiscates it. Anano reports to Yukihime, gushing over Kuzer's shockwave to the uterus speech. What anime is this? Yukihime nearly screams her love out the window. Final scene. Yukihime, pumped, vows to crush the Suo prodigy, Kuzer, and the formidable Alya. Game on. In the student council room, there's a welcome party for the new members, Anano and Kuzer, and everyone's present. Yuki and Alya are playing a card game, bluffing, where Alya falls for Yuki's bluff. The president comments that Alya's way too easy to read. Poor thing, she's too innocent in this den of snakes and manipulation. No way she stands a chance against Yuki. Anano ninja creeps behind Sarashina to serve juice. Turns out she learned to be a good servant from her grandparents who served Yuki's family, but her parents are office workers, so it's not a family tradition. Anano idolized them so much, she wanted to follow their path. In middle school, she even got ninja training to blend into the background. Girl, wrong anime. Go to Naruto or something, Kuzer. And Maria leave to buy more juice, the council's favorite drink, which Kuzer memorized like a genius. On the way, they chat about Alya. Maria says she acts more relaxed around her sister to avoid making her feel lonely or sparking rivalry. Kuzer gets it. He doesn't feel inferior to Yuki because she's shameless about loving him. He wonders if her otaku crazy girl act is just a facade. But nah, she's genuinely like that. Maria calls him out. You hide your responsible side too, but for no reason like me. Kuzer admits he plays lazy so people won't depend on him. Maria pats his head. You'll be fine. He melts into a puddle of embarrassment. Meanwhile, Tanama confronts Alya. Aren't you ashamed? Stealing Kuzer from Yuki? The hallway erupts, in whispers. Alya's rattled, but Kuzer steps in. Apologize, now. Tanama fires back, you don't deserve to run, and challenges him to a Congress debate, a pre-election hierarchy showdown. The topic? Teacher screenings for council members. A trap, since Kuzer's rep with faculty is terrible. Alya argues, giving teachers veto power undermines student autonomy. She's slaying, until Tanama's lackey, Nonoa, secretly texts the crowd to trash talk. Her. Alya freezes mid-speech, panic attack incoming. But Kuzer saves her with a joke. Sorry, my partner's got a sore throat. Then he drops the mic. The current president was a nobody who turned his life around. Your rule would kill stories like his. Tanama flees in tears. Nonoa forfeits. Victory. Backstage, Yuki scolds Anano for not acting like a smug villain during the debate. Anano apologizes. I'll do better next time, while sweating in the lighting booth. Yuki sighs. You're the type who loses in the final act. Alya finds Tanama crying. I idolized Yuki and Kuzer as the perfect duo. Then you stole him. Nonoa intervenes, but Alya says, I'll prove Kuzer's choice was right. Later, Kuzer tells Alya, I picked you because I want to stand by you. She blushes, mumbling in Russian, just kiss already. At dinner, Yuki's grandpa rages, You can't lose to Kuzer. He abandoned our family's legacy. Yuki's mom side-eyes the drama. Next day, classmates mock Tanama's meltdown. Alya feels guilty but Kuzer insists. Let's help her recover. Under a table, the president and VP eavesdrop. Rom-com trope alert. Kuzer pretends not to notice, but Alya nearly confesses her love. Cue awkward escape. Nonoa flirts with Kuzer in an empty classroom. He shuts it down. Wait, for someone who truly values you. She's confused. Love? Romance? What's that? Final scene. Kuzer drops a bomb. Did you know they're trash-talking Satihim too? But she thought it wouldn't bother him. He replies that it does bother him. Alya is his partner now. Nonoa understands the situation and finds it kind of her. She asks why he's asking for help if he knew about her spies at the Congress. Kuzer says he didn't believe Nonoa would risk destroying friendships like that. Nonoa shrugs. She'd only target Tanama. She doesn't care about losing the others. Kuzer remarks someone like Fiery Tanama must be a mystery to Nonoa. Then why the attachment? Nonoa smirks. You got it backwards. She's a mystery. That's why I want her close. Now Kuzer proposes spreading a rumor to clean up Tanama's image. Say she left the debate because she found out about your spies. Nonoa hesitates. Won't that undermine your win? But he's willing to risk it. She agrees to help, teasing, this feels like a manga scene where you summon your loyal spy and say, go, but don't die. Suddenly, Anano materializes, scaring Kuzer. You called, Master? Yukiheim pops up too. They'd been fake spying behind the teacher's desk, while the real secret meeting happened right in front of them. Alya arrives, spotting Kuzer with the two. How nice, she deadpans in Russian. Childhood, friends bonding. Don't mind me. Flashback, Nonoa kisses a guy. Sati sees it and slaps her. Have some self-respect. Now Nonoa spreads the rumor to help Tanama, claiming she caused the meltdown by exposing the spies. Alya and Kuzer study in the council room. She scoots too close. Problem? She challenges. Yukihime and Anano barge in. Mind if we join? Alya grits her teeth in Russian. I wanted us alone. Kuzer nearly short-circuits from cuteness overload. Maria brings tea and finds a hypnosis for beginners book, confiscated by Sarashina. She begs Kuzer to try it. Alya scoffs. Scam. But when Kuzer follows the instructions, Maria actually falls asleep. Alya tests it next. Bam! Hypnotized. Yukiheim's eyes gleam. Two hotties under hypnosis? Strip their inhibitions away. The girls start unbuttoning shirts, family-friendly cut, until Sarashina ninja chops them awake. You saw nothing, she growls at Kuzer, cracking knuckles. Post-exams, Alya calls Kuzer. You slacked off, didn't you? He admits it. Goal was top 30 in class. She offers a deal. Hit the rank, and I'll grant any reasonable wish. Fail, and you obey me. Later, walking home, Kuzer notices Alya's been quieter since exams. You're different. She blushes. You pay that much attention? Obviously. You're my partner. She pouts. Why no birthday invite? He's never celebrated since middle school. In Russia, she lies. Skipping someone's birthday means you hate them. Kuzer plays along. Let's celebrate now, 3 months late. At the fancy restaurant, Alya stuns in a dress. The price of being pretty, she sighs as strangers, stare. Kuzer jokes about jealous boyfriends. She fires back in Russian. This is my first date. His brain blue screens. Over steak, they discuss the closing ceremony. The crowd's reaction matters most, Kuzer explains. Yukihime's applause will be loud. We just need to avoid total silence. Alya gifts him a matching pear mug. Hers has a flower. Couples buy these, he teases. What if I did? She counters. KO. Next day, the council debates summer uniforms. Kenzak announces, we'll reveal the new designs after summer break, as a surprise during the closing ceremony. Later, Kuzer helps Maria wash dishes and apologizes for the hypnosis incident. She waves it off. It was my idea anyway. She asks what she did while hypnotized. Kuzer says she just hugged him and Alya, patting their heads. Maria's relieved. Did you see me without my skirt? Kuzer dodges. Pervert. But smirks. Too cute when angry. She pinches his cheeks. You're too happy about what you saw. Maria scolds. You can't embarrass a girl like that. Her phone buzzes. Her mom's arrived. Kuzer takes clean cups to the council room, where Yukihime starts her usual antics. He ignores her, saying he needs to fetch his grandpa. She clings. We haven't had sibling time in ages, and flops on the table, fake pouting. Grandpa arrives, dressed like a mafioso, glasses included. Inspired by Western films, he boasts. He grills Kuzer. Your dad's too busy for parent-teacher meetings? Kuzer shrugs. He got transferred to the UK embassy. Too soft, Grandpa mutters. Alya finishes her meeting and spots Kuzer and his Russia-obsessed grandpa. What's your name, girl? He barks. Alya's mom, a stunning MILF, recognizes Kuzer. My daughters talk about you often. Grandpa grabs Alya's hand. Marry my grandson. Mixed blood great-grandkids would be paradise. Kuzer chokes. Shut it, old man. Flashback. Kuzer's mom never praised him, even when he aced exams or played piano flawlessly. One day, she snapped, Stop trying so hard. He wakes from this nightmare, feverish. Alya arrives at his house, medicine in hand. Yukihime asked me to check on you. Lie, she invited herself. His room smells like a boy. Her face burns. She cooks porridge, thrilled he's using her gifted mug. Fever, 38.6 degrees. Parents? She asks. Single dad. Mom's gone, he mumbles. Alya stays to study, ignoring his protests. At night, Kuzer finds Anano glaring at Alya. Master needs rest, the maid declares, nearly kicking Alya out. She insists on cleaning Kuzer. I'll blindfold myself. He refuses. Just leave. Next day, Kuzer discovers his medicine was a sedative. Yukihime's doing. He races to school where students whisper, Alya bombed some speech. Reveal, Yukihime tricked Alya into a broadcast, then crushed her confidence by trauma dumping about her dead brother, Kuzer. Why do you want to be president? Yukihime had asked. Alya froze. No noble reason like family duty. Kuzer finds her shattered. She played you. This was never about the election. It's psychological warfare. He kneels. You don't need noble motives. Your honesty and grit outshine her any day. Alya smiles. Was that a love confession? Tanama and Nonoa apologize for past hostility. Alya forgives but refuses to claim victory over their unfinished debate. Then how will you counter Yukihime? Kuzer grins. Wait for the closing ceremony. Training montage. Kuzer teaches Alya his crowd-winning trick. Kept secret from viewers. Rude. Yukihime interrupts, feigning innocence. Friends? Alya nods. Then I'll answer why president tomorrow. Honestly. Coin toss decides speech order. Maria flips. Alya guesses heads. Wrong. Yukihime chooses to go first, plotting to drain applause. Ceremony day. Yukihime pitches basic reforms, suggestion boxes, holiday events. The crowd's whelmed. The students cheer enthusiastically as Yukihime finishes her speech with thunderous applause. Kuzer notes it was all style but no substance, just masterful crowd control. He checks on Alya, who snaps at Maria. Stop bothering him. Harsh. Anano makes her first public appearance as Yukihime's running mate. The ninja finally emerges from shadows. Her fawning introduction further biases the crowd. Kuzer sees through their tactics to dominate public opinion pre-election. When Alya takes the stage, she stuns everyone by beginning in Russian. The icebreaker works. Laughter erupts. She admits, I don't know everything about being president, but I'll work harder than anyone. Her raw honesty about past mistakes and classroom achievements earns standing ovations. Kuzer follows up with humor. Why'd I pick Alya over Yukihime? Charisma beats brute competence. He reveals Tanama and Nonoa have defected to their camp. The ultimate mic drop. The crowd goes wild. Yukihime concedes defeat gracefully. Final exams arrive. Alya ranks number 1, Yukihime number 2. Kuzer, a dismal 33rd. As summer break begins, Kuzer teases Alya about their bet. You owe me a first-name basis now. In Japan, this intimacy makes her blush furiously. Masachika. she stammers, leaving him dazed. Walking home, Alya whispers in Russian, "Look ahead." When he does, she adds, "We'll definitely meet more this summer." Season finale. Will season 2 finally deliver their first kiss? Like and subscribe for notifications.